Guys, Megyn Kelly just revealed some explosive details about Tyler Robinson that completely change what we thought about this case. What she uncovered about his college radicalization and the Pico influence of his transgender partner could shift everything for this investigation. And stay tuned, because the video clips I'm about to show will blow your mind. Before we dive in, a quick note, the Charlie Kirk case is still ongoing. By the time you watch this video, new developments might be online, so always double-check facts before forming opinions. First, I'll break down exactly what Megyn Kelly discovered about Robinson's college indoctrination that's been kept under wraps. Second, you'll see the actual Discord messages and bullet evidence proving this was ideologically motivated. Third, I'll explain how his family became heroes by reporting him and what really happened in those final moments. Don't click away, because in the last few minutes I'll show how Megyn and Candace Owens broke down live after learning the full story. For those just catching up, on September 10, 2025, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson allegedly assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk during a speech at Utah Valley University. Robinson fired a single shot from 200 yards away using a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Here's where it gets really shocking. According to Megyn Kelly, Robinson's family told investigators he had grown more political in recent years. But honestly, when I first heard Kelly's take, I couldn't believe what she was suggesting.
You want to talk about circumstantial evidence on radicalization? There's zero for this kid being MAGA or a Republican or in any way in favor of Donald Trump. There's plenty of him hating Donald Trump. People are like, oh, he was just a gamer. The fact that he wrote these things on the bullets just show he was nothing but a gamer. Yeah. Okay, you missed the part where, again, he wrote them on bullets with which he shot Charlie Kirk.
Kelly didn't hold back. They said Robinson had grown more political in recent years. So, how did that happen? What changed? He went to college. And what does college do? There's actually video of Robinson receiving his scholarship notification. Honestly, when I saw this clip, something felt really off. His mother is heard celebrating in the background, but Robinson himself looks extremely awkward and uneasy. Kelly suggested he might be somewhere on the spectrum based on his behavior in the video. And if you think that's surprising, wait for this bombshell. Utah Governor Spencer Cox revealed that Robinson was in a romantic relationship with his roommate, a biological male transitioning to female.
Wall Street Journal that it is, quote, very clear to us and to the investigators that this was a person who was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. Can you elaborate on that and be more specific?
Well, sure. So that information comes from the people around him, from his family members and friends. That's how we got that information. Again, there's so much more that we're learning and so much more that we will learn. There will be official charges will be filed on Tuesday, and there will be much more evidence and information available then. And again, we're interviewing all kinds of people, everyone that knows him, and trying to learn more about what that motive actually was.
This detail becomes extremely important when you consider Robinson's apparent hatred for Charlie Kirk's views, especially his stances on transgender issues. The roommate has been cooperating with authorities and reportedly had no clue Robinson was planning the attack. But here's the truly disturbing part. Discord confirmed they found Robinson's messages with a friend discussing the shooting. While no Discord server influenced his motives, the communications themselves are completely damning. Court documents show Robinson sent messages to his roommate revealing the full scope of his plan. Messages about retrieving a rifle from a drop point, leaving it in a bush, watching the area where it was placed, and even wrapping it in a towel. These weren't random texts. They show careful, methodical planning over time. Here's where the political motive becomes crystal clear. Law enforcement discovered specific engravings on the bullet casings. Fired casing 1. Hey fascist with arrow symbols. Unfired casing. Bella Ciao. The FBI tracked Robinson's movements with incredible precision.
Video that they released last night, we talked about it in great detail on Morning Update, AM Update, but we don't do video on that show. And I'll show it to you here. The video that was released by the law enforcement last night, and I think, which my team, this is video 2. So it shows them zeroing in, and then they show the rooftop, and you can see him. He was first prone, he runs across the roof, he hangs, there he is. If you just check your top right of your screen, he's now into like the white corner of that. There he is. Now he's about to get down off the roof. He dangles for a couple seconds. Here it is, 1, 2, 3, and he's down. 4 seconds. By the way, they said they got a handprint on the top of that roof and they got a footprint from the grass. That handprint will be directly traceable to somebody. And they definitely got handprints from the inside of the stairwell when he walked up to get to this roof, because that's where they got this.
AM first spotted on campus surveillance. 12:15 p.m. entered the building. 12:17 p.m. climbed onto the roof. 12:22 p.m. took a prone shooting position. 12:23 p.m. fired the fatal shot. 12:24 p.m. escaped by jumping off the roof. The footage shows him walking with a noticeable limp at first, believed to be because he was carrying the rifle hidden, but once he reached the roof, that limp disappeared completely. The arrest took just 33 hours, which FBI Director Kash Patel called a historic response time. After releasing Robinson's photos, authorities received over 11,000 tips from the public. When they located Robinson at his family's $600,000 six-bedroom home in Washington, Utah, he was still wearing clothes matching the surveillance footage from the shooting. In one of the most emotional moments, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, made her first public statement, promising to continue the movement Charlie started.
You should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow.
But it's deeply disturbing that some people on TikTok actually accused Erica of faking her tears during her first public address. I mean, how can anyone mock something so tragic? Here's something that will send chills down your spine. There's a resurfaced video where Charlie Kirk actually predicted that someone might be ready to take his life.
Core of the left, at the core of a liberal, is someone that would use the sword if they had it. They are very violent people at their core. They always have. They can't debate, they can't have conversation, so they'll resort to these tactics. They're going to do everything they possibly can to try to murder this movement because they can't beat us, so they're going to try to take weapons. And no, we're very aware of that. I'm aware of it. We have to have full-time security. This is not a joke.
This makes the tragedy even more heartbreaking. He saw it coming. Even Candace Owens, usually so composed, broke down live on her show because Charlie was like a brother to her. She shared personal Instagram stories showing moments where Charlie and Candace were singing songs.
I want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother, and I will never unsee the footage of what I saw.
Candace Owens, who previously worked with Charlie Kirk at Turning Point USA, had her YouTube live stream freeze tonight because more than 115,000 viewers tuned in.
Perhaps most striking was Megyn Kelly's own emotional reaction when she first heard the news about Charlie
that he's dead at the age of 31, which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right.
Kelly actually broke down in tears, live on air, showing just how deeply this affected even experienced journalists who cover tragedies regularly. Both Utah Governor Spencer Cox and former President Trump have called for the death penalty. Trump was clear. I hope he gets the death penalty. Charlie Kirk was an incredible person. He didn't deserve